A lot of optimism surrounding this Mets team, and a big reason why. The guy sitting to our left, it is the three-time Cy Young Award winner, Justin Verlander. Thanks for coming up, spending a few minutes with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
How has your first Mets camp to this point been?
It's been great. Really, Max is the only guy that I knew well from playing with him in Detroit. So, kind of like the new kid at school, just trying to get to know everybody, kind of get my feet wet, and just there's a lot of moving parts, but it's gone great. Everybody seems wonderful. I heard the locker room was a fun place, a jovial crew, the guys that get along really well, which is wonderful as a player. It's what you ask for. So,
as somebody who comes in, who's had the body of work that you have had over the course of your career, do you immediately come in and try to be a leader in that clubhouse? How do you do that and do it in a way that won't, rub anybody the wrong way quickly?
Yeah, no, I don't try to. I think just naturally, as long as I've played, I think guys understand that there's a lot of information in there, and
sure.
I openly try to help guys. It's something that I've worked on a lot, especially later in my career. I think when I was younger, I was kind of like a racehorse with blinders on, and just like trying to be the best I can be. And as I've gotten more comfortable with myself, I've been able to take those off, see guys around me, and take an active role in trying to help guys.
Hey, you mentioned Max. Obviously, you guys played together in Detroit, came up, kind of went parallel paths. Was there then, and is there still friendly competition or maybe serious competition between you guys? And then how does that translate into a big league clubhouse?
I think, in the past, I think it was a little different. I think we were both young guys, not as established as we want, trying to find our foothold in the game. And I think at times it was probably a little unhealthy competition. We're both extremely competitive people, and I know myself, and hearing what Max has said and talking to him, we're different people now. I just turned 40 the other day. I'm a grown man, and I've got so much going on in my life that I'm so thankful for that. I no longer really look at it as healthy competition. It's just kind of like ping-ponging off of one another. He goes out and has a great start, and you want to replicate that, or I don't even want to say one up. It's just,
Sure.
just breeding success. Is what happens when you get on a roll. Guys go out and just start having success, and you just want to follow suit.
The game has changed a lot since you guys came in together, and I've always wondered, like with something like TrackMan in analytics, is it something that you use to your benefit, and how can something like TrackMan actually have a tangible benefit on what you do on the mound?
Yeah, it's absolutely a tool. I think one of the things I'm most thankful for is that I came up in the game when it wasn't around. Analytics weren't part of it, so I learned how to pitch, I learned how to use my instincts, and now that's something that I can add along with this data that you can get now. You can go as deep as you want, and I think for myself, it's more of something I use to check myself to make sure I'm doing the things that I want to do. Is my ball moving the way I want? And obviously with my time in Houston with a team that was really analytically forward, even 5-6 years ago when I first got there, I think you'd be naive to not use this information to your benefit. So it was something that I actively sought out, and just like everything else I've always, information's great. It's just how you process it and use it and apply it.
What's your take on the pitch clock?
Good question. Don't know yet. I don't think it'll be a problem for myself. I generally work fairly quick, so I'm just going to figure it out in spring.
We heard you talk about the conversation you had with Steve Cohen and kind of him putting you over the edge to come here as a Met. What else, at this age, besides the money, motivates you to continue to be at the elite level that you continue to compete at?
The easy answer is it's just me. It's just who I am. I'm not going to commit time and effort to anything and not want to be the best that I can possibly be. It would be such a disservice to myself, and what an example I need to set for my daughter. Like, I'm spending time away from her now, and why would I take all this on if I didn't just want to be the best I can possibly be? And look, I was gifted to throw a baseball. I've made it this far. I never played the game for the accolades. I played this game because I love it, and I still love it. So it's not going anywhere, and I just want to keep, putting my head down, and there will be no stone unturned by the time my career is done that hasn't allowed me to be as successful as I can for as long as I can.
Hit two last things real quickly. Number one is the ultimate deciding factor to come to the Mets. What was it?
Well, Steve Cohen, the conversation I had with him, I think one showed me what type of owner he is, somebody that is passionate about the organization and passionate about winning, and is in it for all the right reasons. It's not just an investment to him, which I thought was important. And wanting to win is obviously something that it was number one on my list of things I wanted to, or organizations I wanted to be a part of. And really just the group of guys here, the promises that were made, because obviously there were a lot of moving pieces this offseason. Yes. When I talked to Billy about some of those pieces that were leaving, he was very straightforward. He said, this is our plan. He told me the plan. He told me Steve had given him the go-ahead to do all the things that we now see have happened. But that was a bit of a leap of faith at the time. I was hoping that we got the right pieces, but now here we are, a few months later, and I feel like we have a championship caliber team. That's all you can ask for as a player.
And finally, 244 wins. Mm-hmm. Obviously, things have to break your way. But do you think about 300 and the quest to get there?
Every time somebody brings it up,
yeah.
How do you not? Like I said earlier, I'm never somebody who strives for a certain goal. I just stick my head down, work hard, do everything I possibly can, and wherever that ends up at the end of my time is where things up. If you'd have told me I'd have had 3 Cy Young, all the things that you said at the beginning of the interview,
the success.
I would have taken it. But here I am, still going strong, and wherever this lovely game takes me, it takes me.
It's worked out well, and we're thrilled to have you with the Mets.
I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks so much.
It is Justin Verlander joining us here
thanks, guys.
on Mets Hot Stove.
All right.